2. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer Huber, also known as Solo Travel Girl, and since June of 2022, I've been using Mounjaro to manage my type 2 diabetes. And in that time, I have lost over 60 pounds, which is really amazing. But most importantly, I am a healthier version of myself than I was about 2 years ago. I have lowered my A1C. I started out at 8.2, and in my last check at the end of January of 2024, my A1C was 5.6, which that's not a diabetic number. Anyway, my cholesterol numbers are improving. They look pretty good. I have a link here to a video where I discussed my most recent cholesterol numbers. I had non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and that has since been reversed since being on Mounjaro. And I had high blood pressure, and I was on high blood pressure medication, and I no longer have high blood pressure, so I'm no longer on that medication. So yeah, Mounjaro really has been a game changer in improving my life, and I hope it's making a difference in your life as well. So before I get into this week's update, I just want to remind you that I'm not a healthcare professional, and I'm just sharing my personal experience and opinion about using Mounjaro to manage my type 2 diabetes. Also, I have no relationship with the drug manufacturer, and I have no relationship with any pharmacy that is dispensing Mounjaro. All right, let's get into this week's update. First off, happy St. Patrick's Day. Hence, I am wearing green so no one will pinch me. And I'm also wearing these alligator earrings. I got these at a place called Gatorama this week. That was part of my job. We have a retiree network, and I got to take the retirees there. That's what they chose to do for their luncheon. So it was great. There were about 35 of us, and we went to Gatorama, saw some alligators, saw some other critters as well. If you're in Southwest Florida, I recommend that you give Gatorama a try. Or give them a visit, I should say. But also, I'm wearing these alligator earrings. You know, I have an affection for alligators. I lived in the Everglades, and I'm a big fan of alligators. I do have a nice print on my wall. That's an alligator that I've had for years. Anyway, I don't know, are you familiar with Albert the alligator in Buffalo? Go ahead and Google that, but Albert and his human have lived together for 34 years, and there's 3 sides to every story, but basically the New York authorities confiscated Albert because I don't know, just go Google the story. But anyway, I am wearing these earrings in support of Albert the alligator as well. Plus they're green for St. Patrick's Day. All right, so I started week 90 on Mounjaro yesterday. I usually have my injection on Friday, but as I discussed last week, in preparation for when I go to renew my prescription, and if my Mounjaro is not there, I am pushing my injection day by a day. So that was week 30 at the 7.5 milligram dose. And excuse me, all of a sudden, it got hot here in Florida. It went from winter to summer, and I am sweating, but we do have a cold front coming in on Tuesday. It's going to get down the high is going to be like 72 or something, which I'm really excited about that. But anyway, excuse me. In the South, we women glisten. Anyway, so my injection day was yesterday, week 90, and week 30 at the 7.5 milligram dose. I really didn't feel any side effects last night or today. I really don't feel very hungry today, which is disappointing to me because family tradition, I am a quarter Irish, and family tradition is having something related to St. Patrick's Day, whether it's getting a shamrock shake from McDonald's or making corned beef or even grabbing a Reuben sandwich. I just have no desire of that. But I am cooking up some potatoes because who doesn't love potatoes? I know they aren't necessarily the best food to have, but I will have potatoes for dinner tonight. And speaking of, it's 9 o'clock. I did gain 1 pound this week, even though I'm being mindful in my nutrition. I am up to 136 pounds, so I started off at 197 on Mounjaro, so yes, I'm down over 60 pounds, still close, so to say. Let's see what else. Exercise, I've been walking. However, I'll talk about this after I talk about everything else that I talk about. I've been walking. Nutrition. I did go blueberry picking yesterday, so I have fresh blueberries around. I'm actually freezing them, and I've been eating them fresh as well. So that was more walking yesterday. And then I'm just being mindful as to what I'm eating. Obviously, I didn't have a shamrock shake today to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and I've been okay. I did have a little bit of ice cream this week, but as I've said before, everything is okay in moderation. Talked about my nutrition, exercise, glucose. Well, that's the title of this. That's my thumbnail, my glucose monitor. I think I have it all figured out. So as you can see, let's see, we'll go over here. My numbers were in the 80s and 90s this week. I did not take my glucose reading every day, however, but I'm pleased with 80s and 90s. I'm very happy with those numbers. All right. What else? All right, so I guess we talked about weight, talked about glucose, exercise, which has been minimal, and nutrition. So yeah, as I mentioned last week's video, I've been having issues with my hip since December. Finally had x-ray. Well, the disadvantage or the advantage of being able to access your medical records and see what the results are, that's exciting, that's good. However, not having someone interpret them for you can be kind of scary. So I looked into my patient portal about my x-ray, and I read the diagnosis. Of course, I really don't know what a lot of the things meant, so I started Googling things, and in one way, some of the things did scare me. There were two issues. I'm not going to get into them because I have an MRI scheduled for this week. So a result of the x-ray is leading to an MRI because they did find something. It didn't say that there was a fracture as I had suspected. However, I know I said I wouldn't talk about in depth about things, but they did find some calcium deposits that could be related to a fracture, but they could also be related to something else. So that's one of the things that they found, and then they found something else. So again, I'm going to have an MRI later this week, and we'll just go from there as to what the next phase is. I mean, I want to know what's wrong, and I want to fix it. I don't want the resolution just to be taking medication for pain, which I didn't take it last night. I did take it today. But I can't imagine living with this pain for the rest of my life because it's just a lot. And, you know, I mentioned the exercise. I had some walking, but in what I found, again, when I was Googling, and Google isn't always correct, and I've been using Copilot, the Microsoft AI, to help guide me. But basically, well, I won't talk about it, but walking is what I am doing right now, and we'll just see what happens after the results of the MRI. So that's it, my friends. I hope you are having a fantastic St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate. I'm about a quarter Irish, and out of my other heritages that I am, I know most about my Irish history, my Irish ancestors, and that's thanks to family who really dug into Family Tree, and then also Ancestry.com. I did do the DNA test well over 10 years ago, right when it kind of came out. My parents are in there, and I have other family members in there, and it's just interesting how it changes and evolves, and you learn more about your family history and your heritage and all that. But all right, well, excuse me, I had a little interruption. My dog Radcliffe, he wanted to hop on here, sit next to me while I record this. Let me get all situated again. All right, here we go. So I hope you're having success if you're on Mounjaro, or maybe you're on Zepbound, maybe if you're just starting off. And if you are starting off, I just want to share my pieces of advice. I know you're not asking for them, but if you're watching this video, perhaps you're looking for tips and advice on your Mounjaro journey. But number one, you need to clean up your eating. yes, it's true. You are losing weight on Mounjaro because you're eating less, which I guess technically you can eat whatever you want because there's fewer calories going in, but you just need to clean up your eating because you're not always going to be on this medication. I hope you're not always on this medication. I mean, I know this medication has been a miracle and a game changer for me, but nothing is ever a given. So clean up your eating. I do recommend like the Mediterranean diet or the Blue Zones diet. You need to keep yourself hydrated. That's going to help with the constipation that you will soon be experiencing using Mounjaro. But keep yourself hydrated. There's times you're not going to feel thirsty or you're not going to want to drink anything, but I do recommend that you drink. But drink in moderation because you don't want anything coming back up, so to say. You need to move more, and I really wish that I did more strength training. I did a lot of Pilates, Pyo, and yoga, but I wish that I did more lifting of weights. I did a little bit of it, but not as much as I probably should have. And once I get the situation going on with my hip, I hope to get into the strength training realm. I bought those Pilates bars and I've only used them a couple times, and I do have some free weights. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's journey because my journey is going to look different than yours, and yours is going to look different from someone else's, and my journey is going to look different from someone else's. Just go at your own pace. Don't rush up to the next dosage. I just felt this need that every month I needed to go up to the next dosage, and really you should just, when your body feels ready to go to the next dosage, that's when you should go to the next dosage. So if you're starting off at 2.5, which most everyone does, if you need another month of 2.5 because you still feel very nauseous after each injection, stay at that 2.5 and then go up to the 5 and then go up to 7.5 when you're ready. Maybe you won't get past 7.5. I did get past 7.5 to 10, but that was short-lived. And then, of course, keep in touch with your healthcare provider if something doesn't feel right and maybe Mounjaro isn't right for you. It's important that you have those discussions with your provider. All right, my friends, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for your comments. And I know I thought I'd have time to get to them this past week, but honestly, I don't know where the time went this past week. But I do appreciate them. I do appreciate you, and I hope you're having success, and I hope you're creating a better and healthier version of yourself. All right, I'll see you next week. Bye. Right, Red? Anything to say? The leprechaun?